Hey guys, what's up? It's been a hot minute and it's time. It's time for me to do something about this IKEA cabinet. Now, the title says destroy, but I can't really bring myself to just destroying it. I actually debated if I should even just get rid of everything that's in here, but I don't know, some of the plants, they were like growing and thriving, and I'm just like, I can't part with it just yet. So yeah. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be, I guess, renovating my IKEA cabinet and showing you guys updates of some of the plants that are thriving. Thriving. I say that very loosely because I feel like they're not really thriving. They're just there. They put off a leaf every now and then, but otherwise, there's a lot of like much needed TLC that needs to be put into here. And you know, we are moving into fall and winter now, so kind of want to get it set up for some of the plants that do need a little bit of attention. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you off this tripod and bring you in a little bit closer so you can see the really embarrassing situation that I have right here, and I guess like point out some things that definitely didn't really work out for me and that I don't recommend for you guys. So if you are thinking of, you know, transforming your IKEA cabinet into like a little greenhouse, I'm just going to show you what isn't working, what I would recommend. Yeah, let's just get into it. All right, so as you can see, oh, I'm sorry, that's PETA. As you can see, I do have a grow light up here. Now, this grow light is just held on by a magnetic strip, and it's just, you know, attached there. There's only one up there. I think that's the reason why some of the plants that are on this top shelf are just not doing well. As you can see, I definitely need to do some plant chores and clean it up quite a bit. But yeah, we need to replace the light. I'll show you what kind of lights I will be using for this cabinet in a moment, but yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. I'm embarrassed. But anyways, moving down here, I do have another grow light down here as well. So really, I don't know if I can angle this. No, I cannot. There we go. So I only have one LED light here and one up there, and I don't think that's enough light for these plants that just want to, you know, live. So I think today I'm gonna have to just clean everything, and yeah, we're just gonna have to clean everything, and I don't know, I guess do a little plant chores. It's time. It's definitely time. But I do see some growth. I don't even know. Okay, I guess the first thing that I should probably do is kind of reposition you guys like this. Yeah, I think that's good. And I'm just gonna slowly start taking plants out and actually give you a little bit of an update. So yeah, let's do that. That way I can start tidying up a little bit. I do have my bag right here for, you know, some of the plants that may just get chucked. But let's start with this since it's closest to me. This is my Florida Beauty. She's not doing very well. So I have been using semi-hydro for this Florida Beauty. This was a cutting that I had received probably 4 or 5 years ago. Like, this was one of the like first rare plants that I ever received, and to be honest with you, it's never actually fully developed, if that makes any sense. Like, I have another one that's over there and that plant did fully develop, but then it just did not continue to develop. I'm gonna have to show you an update. But anyways, my point is that this Florida Beauty has some pretty decent variegation, to be honest with you, but no love. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is start snipping some back. I actually tried to propagate this, and it's probably well rooted enough where I can just give it a cut now. Maybe that'll be another video, because yeah, that's gotta be another video. Anyways, I did try to stake it very poorly. To be honest, I don't even think I actually tried to stake it. I think I just needed the moss to attach to something, and it was just kind of leaning against the walls of the cabinet. That's the honest truth. So it's very flimsy, very floppy. I'm gonna have to, I don't need to rehab this plant. I just need to give it some more love. So I think maybe this weekend that's what I'll work on, or maybe even Friday, because today is Wednesday that I'm filming this. Not that it matters to you guys, because who knows when you're actually watching this this video. Anyways, it definitely needs some love. It definitely has potential. I think what I'm just gonna have to do is just kind of give it the love that it needs. I'm probably gonna chop it up and then root it during the winter, because it is still a fairly rare plant, in my opinion anyways. I did get some people asking for cuttings of the Florida Beauty, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to just really explain myself as to why she looks really sad, because it kind of looks like she may have thrips, but I feel like it's actually, I mean, it could be thrips, but I don't see anything. Anyways, let me up close and personal. So, if it wants to focus. Okay, so this leaf, very sad. I think these marks up here kind of make it look like it may have had thrips. But I think it could also be because it's close to the light and it got burnt a little bit, because I don't see any pass on this at all. It's just not a healthy plant. Yeah, anyways, it needs TLC. I'm gonna have to do something about that another time. But yeah, let's just, okay, I think it's gonna stay there just fine. All right, the next plant that I have is, I think this is my Dark Phoenix. Yeah, so I have a couple of vines that's tangled up here. Okay. Oh. Okay, so here is my Dark Phoenix. That had too much water. So I'll hold it like this. So this is my Dark Phoenix. Like I said, not thriving. It's probably because it's been overwatered, so I'm gonna have to dump that out. But it did put off a new leaf here. And this is the newest leaf. It's very nice, to be honest with you. Very nice. And definitely some, you know, bits that need to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of snap that off. It actually looks like it needs to be repotted, just because the stalk here is very tall, but we'll see. I don't really want it to grow anymore. Like in the sense that I don't really want, total opposite of when I first started out on YouTube, eh? What I'm trying to say is, when I first started my journey with houseplants, I wanted the biggest one. Like, I didn't want seedlings, I didn't want little plantlets, I wanted the biggest plant that you can give me. And here I am, 6 years later, and I'm like, I don't really want you to grow anymore. I kind of want you to be big, but not too big, so that you can still, you know, be living in here. Because at the end of the day, when your plant starts to outgrow its environment, it becomes cumbersome. It's very cumbersome. Like, you can't see what I have over there, but those are ginormous plants now that I'm sitting right here. Yeah, I'm gonna just flash you a photo of what I'm talking about. Like, it's intense over there. I definitely need to go over there and cut some back, repot a few things. But yeah, you want it to be big, but not too big, because then you're just gonna end up rehoming it or get frustrated, or you know, buy a bigger house. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me put this down right over here. Okay, and then this water needs to just sit here. All right, the next plant that is struggling is my Addisonii. It's, look at this. Look at what's going on right now. It is kind of dying, but kind of surviving. Yeah. I have no words. I'm just gonna start kind of removing the dead parts. My initial thought process when I put this plant down here was to have it actually climb on this wire piece here. That was my thought, because like the Hoyas are doing that right now, but it's being impeded by the shelf. I think it did grow to where I wanted it to grow. I just didn't take apart the IKEA cabinet in time. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove these dead parts. I'm sorry if you hear the squeaking, it's just little PETA. He's playing with his toy right now. He's very happy. You know, when dogs are grumbling like this, they call it happy growling. Is it happy growling? No, playful growling. It's not like they're aggressive or anything. They're just like really happy and in the zone. Anyways, yeah, so these brown parts right here, I think that's typically normal, just because it is a variegated plant. I may end up just kind of cutting it back so that it can just start new, because it looks pretty sad. I don't quite see a node on this, but I have faith in it. So yeah, I think when I kind of put everything back in there, I'm just gonna snip it and then pray that it takes. All right, let's grab this plant up here. Oh, I see webs. There's webs here. I don't think you can see the webs. Let me see. No, you can't see the webs, but there's webs growing here. So yeah, this needs to be treated and sprayed down quite a bit. And it also has thrips. So maybe the Florida Beauty does have thrips. Huh. Anyways, what is this? This is my Anthurium Carla black guy. Black guy? I don't know, but she's looking kind of sad, to be honest. And I think she kind of needs to be repotted because she doesn't look quite healthy, but it could be the thrips. Anyways, is it bad that I kind of just want to chop her down completely? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just kind of clip it completely, treat her, and hope for the best. I may actually bag her as well once I clip her, because when you're working with, at least for me, I find that when you bag them and give it 100% humidity, it kind of bounces back a lot better, and it puts off more leaves for you, healthier leaves. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna clip this back, treat it, and then I'm gonna bag it. That'll be a later thing. Let's keep going. Okay, so here I have a Pedicerium that has been struggling since I've received it. No, that's a lie. It's It wasn't struggling too much. I feel like because I kept transitioning from inside the cabinet to outside the cabinet, and I was just getting frustrated with it because I could not keep up with watering it. Like Pataseriums just dry out so much, and I swear, getting a little one like this, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna grow like a big one, nah. See, you know what? That's the reason why I wanted big plants. I always wanted bigger plants because they were already established. They were already, you know, on its way and just doing its thing. And I didn't have to struggle with shit like this. It's not shit. It's trying. But it's like, oh man, come on. So this probably needs to be wall mounted or mounted on something eventually. This might be a next year problem, but this is my Pataserium Willinki Celso Tatatsa Tats whatever. I'm just gonna, you know, caption it for you. So this is a very rare Pataserium, and I'm gonna throw up a picture as to what it's supposed to look like and what I currently have. I mean, she's trying, but it is quite frustrating when you're trying to give it so much, but it's like, no, not today. But yeah, so this is struggling. I think this actually needs to be, you know, repotted, remounted completely. That's not gonna happen today. I'm just gonna be real with you. So moving on. Okay, so here is another struggling plant. That was the LED light. It's fine. Here's another struggling plant. This is the cutting of my Addisonii aura. So again, I'm gonna get rid of these pieces here. And I'm sorry guys, my camera decided to cut out because my memory was full. But anyways, so here is my Addisonii aura. And like I said, it is definitely struggling. And it's doing pretty good for a clipping, but honestly, it needs some love. So what I'm actually going to do is, you see how this is super long and not thriving, but there's a growth point right here. I'm actually going to clip it here. I'm going to clip it right here later and just put it back where it belongs, and just hope that it just kind of continues to grow and thrive from there. Because yeah, I just don't need the extra long bit, and I really don't want to be propagating. It's so much work, but we will see if I decide to do that, maybe just for, you know, content wise. But yeah. All right, so now that my stuff is falling apart on me, what's next that I can actually grab and show you? So if you've seen my videos before, I had actually like kind of stuck everything to the IKEA cabinet. Anyways, I'll show you guys that later. And I guess I should get a move on before my camera decides to die on me, because it looks like it's kind of half charged. Okay, so this is one of my Hoyas. Is it bad that I don't remember what it's called? Oh, yeah, I don't remember what this is called, but I know it was a rare, I know it was a rare Hoya. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my YouTube videos when I had like showcased this to you guys. But this is one of the rare Hoyas that I picked up, and it's finally putting off a leaf right here. Let me see if I can do this without dropping everything. Can you see? I hope you can see. You can't see. There you go. You see that? It's finally putting off a dinky little leaf. I've had this in my possession for like 3 years. I want to say 3 years. And this is the state that it's in. To be honest with you, I think it needs to be repotted. And like I said, that just might be like another maintenance video for another time. The goal for today is just to get this tidied up so that it's ready for nicer, newer plants. Not nicer, newer plants, but just a better home. I don't know about you guys, but I find that in my workspace or just my home in general, if it's like messy, that drives me nuts. Like I feel like I cannot focus, and I personally don't feel like I'm thriving. So like I guess our plants feel the same way too. Anyways, I'm rambling. Okay, this one, let's see. How is this attached? I don't even know. Can I pull this one out? No. Huh. Okay. Again, I cannot remember the names, but I don't think this was a rare plant. I think this was just a really splashy plant that I wanted. So another Hoya. It's definitely not focusing. I'm sorry, you guys. There you go. This is one of my splashy plants that it's finally putting off putting off leaves for me. So right over here that you can't see, but there's like 4 new leaves, 3 new leaves. And I feel like I've had this forever, and it too also just recently started putting off leaves. It's finally growing in the shitty environment that I've been giving it. So let's just put that down. What's next? This one. I feel like I'm not going to be able to pull this out unless I remove all of these. Let's take that down. Actually, I think I'm going to have to take this entire thing off. So let's turn this off so that I'm not going to shock myself. Okay. And then let's what's happening? It is definitely not how I had anticipated this video to go. Anyway, so this needed to come down so that I could show you the rest of the plant. It looks very naked right now, doesn't it? Super naked. Anyways, again, this is a rare plant that I had in my collection, and I can't show you guys. It's kind of stuck. Yeah, this just kind of screwed me. Let me just bring you guys in real close. So what's happening right here is it's grown, but it's looped itself behind the wire. So I can't even pull it out. This is like an off-camera thing. But anyways, what's left are these 2 Hoyas. This is a Wilbur Graves, and it was very splashy when I got it, but it kind of didn't really give me any more splash at all. And as you can see, right there, right up there, it's kind of like entangled itself, and it's growing like, oh, you can't even see. It's growing like along here. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe I am going to end up destroying this IKEA cabinet. Just kidding. Okay, so my thought process. My thought process with this cabinet is to obviously take as much as I can out of here and give it a clean. It definitely needs to be cleaned, sterilized, and what have you. There's a lot of junk that's been built up in here, and I think the last time I cleaned it was probably 2 years ago, which is not ideal. And I'm going to replace the light, of course. So these LED lights that I was using are cheapy LED lights. But you know, it doesn't matter if it's cheapy LED lights. To be honest with you, it does not matter. What matters is that you're giving it enough light. So you don't need like a fancy mother light. You don't need like I don't even know what's out there anymore. But the mother light was probably one of like the most expensive light that I've ever purchased in my entire life, and I will never do that again. But my point is that you don't need fancy expensive light. You just need a light source. So what I was doing was I used one for up top and one for the bottom, and that's just not enough light. I think when I had previously started my journey with plants, I would actually use two. So there was two on the bottom and two up top, so that there was enough light that was you know, being provided for the plants. So where was I going with this? Right. I'm going to be replacing these cheapy lights. I shouldn't call it cheapy. These lights with the mother light that is kind of tangled right here. So I do have these. I have this mother light that I had picked up, you know, I think several years ago for my birthday. And then I received these other taller lights from Barina. Pretty sure that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're called Barinas over there. Anyways, my point is that I'm going to be using the mother light, and one of the reasons why I never actually put this light to use was because it's a very strong and powerful light. Like it does run a little bit hot. It definitely like lights up the whole area, and I feel like this is strong enough to just be up there and give whatever that's in here the love and attention that it needs. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with this light. And it does, I want to say it does come with these clips. I don't even know anymore, but I'm pretty sure it also came with like these little hooks on the side too, so that you kind of hook it on. I can't find it. I don't know where it is in my pile of, you know, plant stuff, but I found these little clips. I feel like they came with it. I don't even know. And I have, where did I put it? I have these magnetic little hooks here, which are actually quite strong. So I kind of want to attach it like this, but of course you can see that it's not straight. So I might just kind of force it to be straight, and hopefully the magnet is strong enough where it's going to hold it up. The clips itself like are pretty strong, so I don't think it's going to fall off, but if it does, shit happens. And worst case scenario, I will kind of, I'm looking around because I'm looking for the zip ties, but I do have like these clear zip ties that can probably loop itself onto these clips right here into the hole. So that's like the backup plan, so that way the hooks can just kind of like hook into it. So yeah, first things first, I'm gonna just do some cleaning. I'm not gonna film myself cleaning. I think that's kind of boring. So I will be back. All right, so I am back, and it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. Yeah, for some reason in my head I thought it was going to take like an hour or two, but it was pretty quick, very painless, and perhaps I'm comparing it to that time when I was actually installing my IKEA cabinet. Those are crazy times. Like I had a fan going, a humidifier going. It was like a whole thing, but this is a much more simpler setup that I guess I can like take you guys off this tripod and show you what I did. But anyways, I did disinfect everything in this cabinet, only because I don't know what's been growing on. I don't know what's been growing in there, so I figured better safe than sorry. And then I did go ahead and clean everything with this glass foam spray. So it looks pretty tidy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like bring you in closer. Okay, so as you can see, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the setup. It looks very clean, to be honest with you. So the light, I was able to install the mother light with the magnets that I wanted. So it's just kind of, I don't know if it's gonna show. There you go, sort of. So I was able to kind of tilt everything and it looks pretty sturdy in there. And I was able to like loop the wires on the side so you can't really see it, which is nice because you kind of want it to be discreet but not, yeah, you just kind of want it to be discreet and not distracting, especially if this is going to be something that you want to be looking at for some time. Like I said, this setup is very simple. It's literally just a light. There's no humidifier, nothing fancy. Yeah, I just wanted it to keep it simple. I feel like I'm going to, you can't see, but I feel like I'm going to install another one of these wired racks, maybe on this side over here. So that way this, this plant, this aura plant, when it grows, it kind of has something to latch itself onto. And same with the Florida Beauty that's over here on this side. So my intentions were to just have all the vining plants kind of grow and just live in this cabinet. Now, I feel like my inspiration probably came from, you know, like how back in the day everyone was trying to do something really fancy with their IKEA cabinet, and people went as far as actually creating like a moss wall in the cabinet. I'm not gonna do that. That's way too much work. And then you have to like seal everything. You know me, I like to keep it simple. I still want it to look cute, but not, I don't want to complicate my life. I'm getting too old for this. And it's supposed to be fun. And I feel like all of those people probably dismantled their moss walls in here. Perhaps. I don't know. I feel like I'm out of the loop, but if it were me, I definitely would probably have dismantled the thing. Anyways, my point is very simple setup. The mother light doesn't come with a timer. So what I did was I attached the LED attachment to the mother light. So that way I can control the intensity. So I'm probably gonna check it every now and then to see if the leaves are burning, because like I said, the mother light is very strong and I don't want her to burn the leaves. So this is the brightest and then it just goes down from there. One thing to keep in mind with anthuriums like the dark phoenix or any really like any anthuriums that you want to preserve the dark foliage, just be mindful that when you have light that is strong like this, it will bleach the foliage. So like I said, this is the brightest. I may take it down to here, but we will see. Yeah, we'll see. Worst case scenario, I might just move the anthuriums out into the other cabinet and just have it grow and thrive in there. Just because I know that Hoyas love light. Like they love light. And I feel like the anthuriums, sorry, the Hoyas I have downstairs, like they started blooming so much because it was receiving so much light. And yeah, I think with this new setup, the Hoyas aren't going to be as viney. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the Hoyas, it didn't really put out as many leaves as I thought it would. And to be honest with you, when I'm thinking back on it now, it shouldn't have, because it didn't get enough light. And your plant will vine and put off new shoots when it's trying to find like a source of energy. So I think now with this new setup, I'm gonna get a little bit more leaves, more of the beautiful leaves that that I want. And quite honestly, I think that's why we all got into houseplants because, you know, like every leaf was different. But anyways, I feel like I'm rambling. I don't think there's really anything else to mention. I'm not gonna put like a fan in here like I did previously. This isn't sealed, so there's no point. I do go in here on a weekly basis to water my plants, and you know, I feel like there's enough circulation that goes on in here, and we are moving into fall and winter, so it's going to be a lot cooler. So I feel like at the end of the day, when it's like the dead of winter, a lot of my houseplants will probably be in here. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you start to kind of put your plants closer together, it kind of like builds this like humid environment, if that makes any sense. So you kind of want to like group them together, and that's how it's going to increase the humidity. So that's what I'm going to do with this when, you know, the dead of winter gets here. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. Oh, the little timer thing here that I didn't receive, that I had taken from the other LED lights, it also has a timer on it. So it can go from 3, 6 to 12 hours. I typically have it at 12 hours. So it's just gonna do its thing. And that'll be that. I think that's everything that you really need to set up an IKEA cabinet. Light, plants, a fan if you end up putting a humidifier in here. But like I said, after a lot of trial and error, I didn't need a humidifier. My plants all seem to be growing. Not thriving, growing. Hopefully this new light will make it thrive. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!